I'm here with Nigel Jones and Devin Daly of the Digicel Defenders. Guys, thanks for being on tonight. Um,
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us, bro.
it's a
Yeah, you
pleasure.
already know, Rich.
All right, man. Let's start out with you, Dev. Like, what you been up to since COVID threw a wrench in the season?
Well, man, honestly, for like the first few months, we had a lot of talk back and forth about the whole conspiracy theories and all of that kind of stuff. But honestly, for the past, I'd say like month and a half, 2 months, I've been running consistently at Marion Jones, clocking about between 7 to 9 miles a week. So I've been doing good with that. Still not much basketball at all, just out of fear of, spreading. My son is now 6 months. So I think, I feel like I could battle it, but not necessarily him. So still going through the whole routine of reaching home, having to get like, sprayed down, kind of thing. So yeah, just running a lot. Honestly, I feel like if I have the cardio at a good spot, I could get back, a lot of the basketball stuff. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
you
I've been up to.
got a good base.
Yeah.
Nigel, what you been doing?
What? Bro, I don't know. I really been chilling though. I was in Belize until like May, like early,
Okay.
like late May. I was in Belize just chilling. But even like while I was there, bro, like I was still finding time. And I was down like in the village, so I was going out running it. Like you would catch me running through the village if you lived there, bro. Like
Where
that's
were
what
you
I
at?
was doing. I was in Los Lagos.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm right
Nice.
down in the village, bro. Like, and the people used to come outside looking at me weird. They're like, "Yo, who is this Bali running?" You know what I'm saying? Running around, bro. Like, but I came back to the crib though, and I just been well. It's worse here, but at least they're allowing like the gyms open and everything. Like, but even like then, I still mask up when I go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? I be in my own little
Yeah.
personal space. Like, I try not to do too much like 5-on-5s because you know what I'm saying with everything that's going on. So I try to keep it to a minimum, like a little one, two, three people workout, something like that.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Yeah.
bro, you know what I'm saying? I just been trying to figure out what's next now. That's the thing. So
Okay.
Yeah, that kind of leads me into the next question. Like, what keeps you guys motivated? Because it's like, man, this thing is just going on, and it's like you think the end's in sight, and then it's not. And so, like, how do you stay motivated during this time?
Honestly, bro, I think that
I
the
mean,
whole fact that I think everybody in Belize and the world, but specifically Belize, is just waiting for everything to open. And so I think the minute like we have stuff open, I feel like
Hoop is gonna be
every
there.
who is gonna be here. But
As
I just
soon
think
as it
that
opens.
everybody's gonna be there. So it's like, like I need to be ready just in case, it happens.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
we won't have, I don't think we'll have a window for like, like you have 6 months to get in shape. No, it's gonna be
Yeah,
like, a season is starting in next month kind of
thanks,
thing.
bro.
yeah. I can see that. That's kind of the
Yeah.
same thing with you, Hoop. That's what keeps you going.
Yeah, bro. Like, but you know what I'm saying? And it's been crazy, like, cause here, bro, like I started training here, like since I've been home. Like I've been training like the youth and things. So like, yo, that money is good, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some good money, bro. So you know what I'm saying? It's hard going from that, but I try to keep myself like, you know what I'm saying? The end, this isn't it. Like, and you
Yeah.
know how many people, bro, you know how many people have told me like since I came home, like they just think ball is just over, like completely.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, I'm still trying to get somewhere. Like I actually um I had went and worked out with the Rockets like 2018, something like that. And I met a
Hmm.
scout there and he actually just hit my phone last week about working out, but it's he's like he's gonna let me know because they're only gonna do one player workouts now due to COVID. But he let me know about 4 workouts that's coming up with some G League teams.
All right.
Mhm.
So you know what I'm saying? I'm just and that's something else like that really keeps me going, like because I feel like I still can get there, bro. So
How old are you, Hoop?
Me, 29, bro.
Oh, you good? You in prime.
I'm trying to
So
get there though. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, yeah, man, that's good. Like I was listening to you guys follow PJF Performance and Drew Hanlon.
yeah,
I was listening
No,
to
no.
you don't follow them. They're good, man. PJF Paul Favorites is a strength and conditioning guy, and then Drew is a skills guy, and
that's a skills trainer.
yeah, they know each other, and they were talking about just kind of where they came from and stuff, and both of them said, going to what you were saying, Hoop, about you trying to get there, is like if they could go back, they just wouldn't give up on the dream as quickly, because they both obviously had dreams of playing in the NBA and stuff, but like Drew especially said, like, man, he just was too realistic. You know what I'm saying? He's like, there ain't no six
And
foot white
he's
guys.
nice.
Yeah, he's
Like,
nice. That's what I'm saying. Then he
bro,
said when he started training guys, and he's like, guys that are like going to the league, he's like, man, I'm better than you right now. Like,
like
you know what I mean?
really.
So yeah,
Is
man.
that
So
is that 94 feet? 94 feet of the game or something like that on IG?
His name,
uh,
I'm trying to, because when I followed him, it was Drew Hanlon
yeah, it
because
was
I
Drew
see
Hanlon,
like,
but he got a school too. I can't remember what his. I know Paul Favorites is PJF Performance,
yeah, I know
but
PJ the performance.
Drew
Okay.
Hanlon, I can't remember what it was. If I think of
Bro,
it,
I'm telling you, when you go watch him, like go check him out on Instagram after this, bro. Like he work out, like, and you can tell, like, even when he do the moves, bro, he's better than a lot of guys that come in there that he's training.
Pure
Hmm.
Sweat.
Yes,
It's
yeah,
it's
that's it.
Pure Sweat
Pure
Pure
sweat.
basketball.
sweat.
Yeah,
All right. I'll
yeah.
check
He's
that out.
he's nice though. Like he was talking about. I don't mean to go down a rabbit hole, but it's really interesting because he's had Jason Tatum since Tatum was like 13.
Hmm.
And then he had what's the dude that played for the Wizards? He played. I don't know if he's still there. I don't follow it anymore, but he played for the Wizards. He was nice. It was him and John Wall for a minute. Um,
Talking about Bradley Bill.
Bradley
Bradley Beal.
Beal. He
Yeah,
had
because
Bradley. He had Bradley Beal from the start
they're both
too.
from St. Louis.
Yep. Yep.
Hmm.
Anyways, next
Just
question.
and to note that before we go on, he's the
Yeah, go
best
ahead.
shooting guard in the league right now. I don't care about
He's.
that.
I hear he's killing. I hear he's killing.
Yeah.
Isn't
Um,
he average like 31 or 32?
He averaged 31 last year. I think right now he's at like 33, and he just had 37 tonight, bro.
Sheesh.
yeah, he's
And
killing.
they hit he hit a three with like 7 or 8 seconds left. They stole the ball. Russ hit a three with 4 seconds left, and they beat the Nets tonight by one. Russ had 41 and 11. That's yeah,
I like to see that field goal.
thanks, bro.
Uh,
I, I
don't
almost
diss
said
Russ,
something,
man.
but
But
we gonna leave that for another conversation.
oh shoot, who? What's your story, bro? How'd you come up? How'd you fall in love with the game?
I mean, for me, bro, like I'm from a lot of people know this. I'm from Alabama, bro. Like, so you know what I'm saying? When people think Alabama, they think about the country. Like, it's not really, you know what I'm saying? That's not a basketball state. Like, that's what most people think. Most people think we just like football and everything. But um, my dad played professionally overseas for a couple of years. So just growing up, like even when he left from playing overseas and came back home and was playing in the States, I was always like at the games, like 4 or 5. I'm at all the games watching him play, you know what I'm saying? When he started coaching, I was like the ball boy. So like I'm doing everything, you know what I'm saying? And slowly but surely I just fell in love with it over time and I started playing like and I realized like I'm good, you know what I'm saying? But I went through high school, you know what I'm saying, just going through the motions, but I was all state in high school. I went to a small school though, but and I think that's what hurt me. Like I went to like a 1A school, like literally as small as it gets, bro. So, but I had some nice numbers. Ended up coming out. I went Division 1 straight out of high school. Played 2 years. Ended up transferring to NAI. Finished
What
there.
what division one did you go to?
But the best part about it, bro, I went to Alabama State.
Okay.
Yeah, I was there for 2 years, and then I transferred to Talladega College, and it's an NAIA. But we were like a powerhouse though. So, but the thing about it is just coming from like where I'm from, bro. It's a small city in Little Alabama. You know what I'm saying? And you don't really have too many people that just make it out of here like that. So for me, that was just, you know what I'm saying, something that was kind of cool to me. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was the first person from like my era, like only person that really left from my like around here that played basketball around the same time I was playing in high school that left and went to college and actually did some with it. So that was kind of cool for me, bro. But to come to Belize, man, like I don't want to leave, bro. Every time I come there, like, and y'all, you, if anybody knows that, I think you two know that, bro.
Was Belize your first gig?
Nah, actually, so coming out of college, I went to the NBL Canada.
Okay.
I got invited to training camp. I had went to a super combine that they had in Atlanta, which I had moved to Atlanta after I graduated, well, after I finished school. So when I did that, I went up there, made it through training camp. Literally the 2 days before the first game, I break my foot out for the season. That's it.
Damn.
They cut me,
Wow.
send me home, right? So once that happened, it's like, damn, like what, you know what I'm saying? I'm just at home, I'm rehabbing. I'm like, I know I'm supposed to be up there playing right now. Like, what's next? What's next? So I rehab, got myself together some months later. I started playing in like a couple of leagues here. I was killing in the leagues and I had just hired an agent and he called me and was like, yo, like, I got you a gig. And I was like, where at? He was like, please. I was like, please. He was like, yeah. He was like, when can you be ready to go? I was like, man, yesterday. Like, right, let's go. So, you know what I'm saying? Then I ended up coming to Belize but since then though, that has opened up some doors for me though. Like, because after I played in Belize, I had actually went and played in Mexico. That was cool. Like I really liked that. And I wish COVID wouldn't have hit because I had been talking to a couple teams over in the Euro League about
Oh
trying to
yeah.
get on, but they were saying like they needed like good film. Like I needed to win the championship. Like so, you know what I'm saying? That
Mm.
what was kind of motivating me, like
Yeah.
individually, like yeah, we got to go get this. So COVID, but you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm at with that, bro.
Yeah.
But I've been talking to a couple of teams here lately though, but everybody's saying the same thing. It's just like we're waiting to see like when everything's gonna open back up. But some people are actually playing though.
Yeah.
Like
Some leagues
Yeah.
are going on. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, the uncertainty is just it's wild, man. Dev, tell us about you,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, man. Hmm. Man. Coming up through high school, I went to SJC. That's Rich's school too, hoop.
Yeah.
And old school. And I don't know. I just always had like the dream to just be the best, but not just the best locally because I just felt like a lot of the people that I looked up to at the time, like the accolades didn't last. Like it was guys being 28, 30, being like
oh
done. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like, like he was the best. You're 30. Oh. So I just always had school on lock. I didn't ever have to try too hard. I was just always there. Never did like extra studies or nothing like that. And I went through like the whole bunch of like national teams and all that. Coach Smiling, Fred, RIP.
see, bro,
And
that's something I kind of wish I could have did, bro. We didn't get the chance to do that, man. And like go
bro,
play for the
it's
national
fun.
team, bro.
It's
That's
fun,
what I'm
bro.
saying, bro. Y'all traveling at like 14, like
Yeah.
that's
And so like
crazy, man.
it was always just a group of us, and uh I just remember like one day we being in the Civic, like the old Civic, and like Coach Starr was walking around like with a huge limp. Like he had cankles. I don't know why, but he had the biggest cankles. always had like big like jars of painkillers every time. And just like hobbling around. But I'm like, yo, like it's not every day you see a dude in Belize. This is back in like 2011, 2012. And he's like teaching us how to slide. You know, like everybody's just doing maximum effort. slide back. Yeah. And so like I remember he just asked, like, yo, like, who I want to play college ball? And I just raised my hand. I'm like, yo, I'm in. And then we went to Ohio, gathered a group of us that was good in our high school. And I just remember like our first little scrimmage we had with a JUCO. I remember like, yo, like their PG was like 6'5" or something like that. I remember like their PG was on a break. Zach Usher was following the PG. And they had like a forward right behind that. And I was behind the forward, like four of us sprinting down. Zach was our tallest dude. He was like 6'6" in high school or something like that. The PG threw it off the board. And Zach like tried to jump up to grab, but like it missed his hand. And the forward from behind just caught it like next to his head and just like threw it in. I'm like, I just like stopped and just froze. I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna ever play college. It's done. These dudes are way too. Yeah, I was like, yo, like these dudes they're different. But this wasn't even our AAU trip yet. This was just like a scrimmage before we even played AAU. And so we played AAU. Kashif was killing. Man, he was averaging 20 plus easily. I was probably in double figures, but nothing to talk about. I was just focusing on, you know, like showing all the intangibles for some reason. And they picked me up, Lake Superior State. I went over to Michigan, did 4 years. Then after that, like I had like 3 months back in Belize. That's a time when like hurricanes and all that was like running shit in elementary gym.
Mm-hmm. I never got to play in there,
bro. You weren't missing nothing.
It was terrible.
I never got to play in there.
So we went ahead. I went up to Denmark. I played there. The time difference is rough on me. It's 8-hour difference. And I don't know. Honestly, like I did the 2 years. I learned a lot. The crazy thing, I wasn't having the best of time, but I was getting so much better. I just remember every single time, like the start of the season compared to the end, I was such a better basketball player. But I wasn't enjoying playing. And that's why, like, a lot of times people ask me, like, yo, like, why'd you stop? Everything was good, but I just wasn't enjoying playing anymore. It just seemed like a chore. Like, I had the best time, like, going to the gym, and I had the best time leaving the gym. But I didn't have the best time being in the gym, especially, like, if it was practice. Like, it just felt like a chore for some reason.
So I got a question for you about that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Are you saying, like, it's basically like you kind of like fell out of like not really the love for it, but you know what I'm saying? Like what you know what I'm saying? Did you change about it to, you know what I'm saying, for you to be like, okay, like I feel it again, you know what I'm saying? What do you think changed?
You saying like from then to now, or like from?
I'm not gonna say from then to now, but like what changed? Like whenever you got that feeling back again. That's what I'm saying.
Honestly, bro, like I felt like I only enjoyed like the tough games that they had to use me. Like outside of that, I felt like I was second and third string shooting guard, and I felt like a lot of times I wasn't getting my due just because of like you know how it is. Like if you're playing overseas, like the Americans get the break first. You know, they're usually the ones that they're bringing into to put in the real work. And I don't know, like I felt like a lot of times my coach was too stiff. You know, I think maybe that I basically lost my confidence out there. Like I think that's what made me lose the love. And because like I didn't have nobody to like support that. Everybody was like, yo, I'm averaging 14. I need to get my 14. Like we're not worried about you missing, like, going 0 for 6 for the past 2 games. You know what I mean? It was more like, yo, like, I don't know. I felt like it was very selfish basketball, but, like, we're playing as a team. And that's one of the things, like, I respected about our coach, is because, like, I felt like he kept telling us, like, yo, nobody's going to want the best player from a last place team. Like, I'd prefer to take a role player from a number 1 team versus the best from the last. And so I just felt like a lot of times, well, the reason why the 2 years there, our team didn't work out was just because we had a lot of young dudes out of 1 or 2 years out of college. And we didn't understand, like, yo, like, if we have a good record, we're all going to get more money next year.
Right.
We were just all thinking, like, yo, like, I got to be the best, whether we win or we lose. And that wasn't really it. And so I just remember, like, for the 2 seasons I played there, the smile I had, like, flying back home, like, I just felt like I was free again. You know what I mean? Like, I actually enjoyed playing, not because I won the 2 years I came back, but it's like, it just felt good. It just felt pure.
You back at home,
You know,
bro.
and, like, yeah, I'm back at home. And, like, what I tried to show, like, a lot of people when I was coming back, it was, I didn't want, like, this special preference. I was willing to work too. You know, like, I wanted to run hard on my sprints. And that's one of the things, like, I enjoyed with Hoop playing this past year. Like, he was the best at conditioning, best. And I hated it, but, yo, he was the best. So he was averaging the most, but still trying to win all the sprints. And I admired that, for real.
Shit, guess what? I can't have you out here beating me at everything. So, no, sir.
Yeah, that's where it starts, man. Is in practice, and I think if I were to say, like, looking back, is the extra work, and I think a lot of people don't get that. Like, that's one thing. Like, I think back to college, and I practiced my butt off every time, you know. Not to say I didn't cheat practice a little bit, because coach did make it impossible. I mean, there was some stuff you just had to cheat, just being honest. Like, you can't touch. All right, you ever run a double suicide?
Yeah.
We called it a 60, right?
Yes, sir.
I almost guarantee that's impossible to touch every line and make it in 60, man. Like, that's why he would start the clock and turn his back, because he knew he was about to cheat. But anyways, what was I gonna say? But with like Dev, like, the whole thing that plays into that too, I think, is a part of being away from everybody that you know, man. And it plays into, like, you know, it affects your psychology and your mindset, and it wears you out too. And it's the tough, that's probably the toughest part about playing basketball, say, in a foreign country. And if you don't have that camaraderie with your teammates, it's really gonna wear on you, you know.
The crazy thing too, bro, is, like, I felt like I didn't get in, like, I didn't give myself enough time to recap after after the bid I just did, the 4-year bid. Like, you know, like, in that 4 years, I probably came back to Belize in a total of, like, 2 months. Like, every year was just, like, 1 or 2 weeks every year. And I left when I was 16.
You say you was home for how long before you went to Denmark?
3 months. But, like, during that time, like, I had my mom in my ear, like, yo, if basketball don't work out, like, this next. Like, you know, my mom was always somebody like, what's next? What's next? It wasn't ever like, yo, you could just chill and not worry about nothing.
None of that.
And, yeah, like, I credit her to a lot of my success. But, you know, I think afterwards she kind of realized, like, hey, like, maybe I should have just had him breathe for a little bit. And so, like, when I left, I wasn't ready to leave. But, like, a part of it, too, is, like, like, a lot of people shared my success in Belize. We all had the same story. So everybody just, if it wasn't for them, they wanted to just see it happen. And so, honestly, a lot of times that I didn't want to, like, really continue, I had a lot of people just wanting to see me go through. Yeah. And one of the questions I hated was, when are you going back? It's like, yo, I just got here. What?
Like, bro, you know how many times I heard that? Like, yo, man, have you talked to Dale, bro? When is he going back, bro? Man, look, I don't know.
Yo, I just want to be here. Like one time, like I snapped at somebody. I was like, yo, am I not a Belizean? Am I not? Can I be here? Like, yo, what?
They don't want you to be there, bro.
I don't understand, man.
What you said about like
I don't understand.
after
But
putting
honest, go ahead, Rich.
that 4 years in, like for me, I was done, bro. Like after my 4 years of college, I was done. Like seriously, like I had to finish my degree, so I stayed on a year as like helping coach. I play at about
Mm-hmm.
220. I remember the biggest I got was I was at 253 when I was coaching.
Okay.
And it was like it took that for me to be like, all right, I got like motivated again. It's like, you know what, like I played college, yeah, that was my dream. And then the Belize national team came around and that kicked my butt to get into shape. So I got back into shape, down to like 230 and I started hooping again. And then I played in Mexico for like 2 or 3 months and went on to play some other places. But yeah, man, after like mentally for a I don't know if obviously it's not that way for everybody because guys, just that's just their life. But like for
Mm-hmm.
me, playing 4 years in college, that was a drain, man. Like it was tough. It was worth it. It was fun. I'd do it again in a heartbeat, but it was tough. Were you gonna say something, Dev?
Man, I enjoyed playing in Bolivia though. I felt like I had the love back there.
Oh
Maybe it's
yeah.
Man,
because like I had two teammates that was like, yo, we had a lot of fun, but yo, like the games there was wild too. Like the crazy thing was like every team had 3 Americans or 3 imports. And I just felt like I don't know, I just felt like our imports were like our locals weren't the best. Like I love Amistad, but our locals weren't the best. Like you had different teams that had better locals. So they would just double or triple team you as an import. And I don't know, like you had an unlimited green light. And like the first game, like I remember like one time like I shot faked somebody and I won more like one of the locals. He hit me right back in the chest. I'm like, yo, I got two of me. Running back, like George said, like, yo, you shoot everything here. I'm like,
Now I
what?
remember that happened to me when I went there, bro. Like the first practice, I flew in the morning. It was like an overnight flight, and I practiced that night. And I was killing. And somebody took a shot, and like the other dude was like, "No, you don't shoot. You give him the ball." Like what? It's wild.
Oh, man.
bro,
What's
that's crazy though.
what's the
That's
lowest point? What's like your lowest point in basketball, man? Like you probably hoop is probably your injury, probably right.
yeah, that was my bro. Listen to me, and for some reason it never fails. This was, and even then, I was hurt this year in Griga. Once again, I have never went to Griga and left from Griga uninjured. Do you hear me? Never. The first time I beat them, bro, in 3 years was this year, bro. They had beat me the first 4 times up until we beat them this year.
That's
Like,
tough though.
and I think I had one of those games. I probably had like 6 points, bro. Like I
Yeah.
played bad, but you know what I'm saying. I was hurt though, so I was trying to, you know what I'm saying, show my team like, bro, like even though I'm not 100%, we gonna get through this. I mean, it wasn't working.
I never played good there too, bro. So trust me.
And then
I
they get
never
the
played good
beating.
there.
I
They get the
haven't.
beating the drums. Do 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 do. Right.
I
They
never
ain't never
played.
heard that,
I
man.
never played good in the new gym. I used to kill him. I didn't lose though. We never lost at Griga, like till I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, because we used to play at Why Not or Why Not
Mm-hmm.
kill them. We never lost. They were. It was always tough. It was always Griga's always tough, but we used to not
Yeah.
lose there. Dave, what
I
was your
think
low
my
point?
I think my lowest point was my second year in Denmark. I felt like at that time was when I started like picking up some bad habits. Like I started like it was like three of us in a big apartment, And I just remember like yo, like every other night, like I went through 2 bottles of wine, you know, like at that point, like it was just like sitting off to the edge of the couch, sitting on the like, you know, on the floor, had the TV rolling, and like I had the Merlot just flowing. So, and like I just remember at one point, I'm like, yo, like what? Like this is too much. And like I tried to stop, and I just felt like, yo, like this was the only time like I could just feel good about myself. And that, like, I had a hard time because I felt like a lot of people didn't understand, like, I was depressed, you know?
Yeah, that's
so,
tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
So coming home was the remedy, though?
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. And I give a lot of credit to my girlfriend, too. Like, we was battling, like, this whole long distance, too. And so, like, I had at 8 a.m. for me, it was midnight for her down here. So, like, I had, like, all day practice, everything around 3 or 5 p.m. for me. It was 8 a.m. for her. So I was, like, waiting to, hey, like, good morning. You're finally up. I already finished my day kind of thing.
It's
That's
wild.
the worst.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Moving on, superstitions. They say athletes are superstitious. Any of y'all got any superstitions?
Nah.
Dev not. Nigel, you come from Alabama. I'm sure you got something.
I don't think I have any superstitions.
It's not
bro.
like something. It ain't something like,
Uh-huh.
okay. For me, it was like, I do something like I always tried to have a routine, especially getting older. But I remember in college when I was still trying to find myself, and then like, all right, this day I ate something before the game and I played really good. It's like, oh shoot, next time I got to do the exact same thing, and then you wouldn't play good, and it'd be like, oh man, it wasn't that. But so just like that.
I had a teammate in college that had one of those. Every time it was a game day, his name was Jake Blake. He would take a corner 3. If he made it, say, yo, it's going to be a good day. If he missed it, he was panicking the whole night.
Oh man.
Every single walkthrough, he did that.
For me, bro, just give me candy before the game, bro, and I feel like I'm gonna be cool.
You sound like
I'm
Chris.
straight.
You sound like Frazier.
Yeah.
Frazier's always at the candy bag.
Yeah, let me get some candy for the game, and I'm gonna be straight. You ain't gonna have to you're not gonna have to look at me and be like, "Who? What's up?" Nah, you good. I promise. I'm gonna be yelling at you like, "Come on."
Oh man, that kind of leads me into psychology. Like, what's your mindset as a player, just overall? Like, what's your mindset? I don't know, whoever wants to go first.
I'll let Hoop go first.
For me, bro, like how we grew up playing here, bro, is kill or be killed. Like it's you and me. So that's how I always try to approach the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? As far as like the type of mindset, but I feel like a lot of people like they get a bad perception of me, I guess you could say. Like a lot of people feel like I don't pass the ball, bro, you know what I'm saying? This and that. But I try to show people, bro, because a lot of times, like, when I touch the ball, it's like, okay, we need you to go get a bucket. You know what I'm saying? So, but this year, what I can say, though, and that's not knocking any other team, but this year, like, I feel like I had a team this year where I could really, like, trust people. You know what I'm saying? Because I go back and I watch film on myself from when I first got to Believe and up until we stopped playing when COVID hit. Like, bro, and you can see, like, the change in my game, like, my first year, bro, I was forcing everything. Like, if I don't care how many people was there, like if I felt like that's the only way we was gonna win, I was forcing it. So I had to try to I had to change that mindset, you know what I'm saying? But it's always like a killer be killed mentality. Like that's that Mamba, you know what I'm saying?
Thanks. Happy Kobe.
Yep. You Dev?
Honestly, I feel like I'll like just being poised, like picking my spots. Like I feel like just kind of going through the game, like as the years went by, like I had the ability to kind of like it was like I was playing, but I was still watching film while playing. So like I'm envisioning like, I feel like if you master a shot fake, like, like you have the ability to like just slow down completely. So I just felt like for me, it was just all about being poised and picking my spots, know when to shoot, when not to shoot, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, and just kind of like just reading the vibe of like my defender. Like one of my memories is like it's on my tape actually. Like I bumped you, Rich, and then like the ref didn't see, and I'm like as I bumped you, like I already signaled like God said like yo like watch this, and you're like
Nakayo?
that's it.
I don't remember.
That's it.
Oh, do I remember? I don't remember
I'll
that
send you
play.
the clip. I'm like yo like in his head.
Oh man, I remember. That's how it was with Orange Walk. Like when we played Orange Walk this past year, I think I got 3 flagrants like from their dudes, and like I wasn't even being dirty, right? Like I was just
Bro.
playing them.
And I meant to tell you too, I got a bone to pick with you, bro. I don't know what it is that you and my big dog Luke got going on, bro.
Who?
But Luther, he told me that, bro. He was like, y'all, Luther.
Bro, I don't know, Luke. Like the first time when we got into it was in Cayo, right?
Yes, bro. And he just, from then, he felt like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if he thought like y'all had some tension or something. He was like, he was like, I don't know. Like, Richie I don't think he liked me, bro.
It wasn't even like that, right? We both got kicked out of the game, and it was stupid because like I just do stuff like and see how somebody will react, and I'm not really even thinking it through, right? Because my wife always gives me a hard time about it because it's like when I play, I'm like the nicest dude I feel like off the court, but I have an alter ego, and when I get on the court, it's like nobody knows me. Like, who is that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah,
that's
that
kind
right
of the
into
mode.
it.
That was the mode I was in with Luke that night. And I don't know if the game was tight. I don't know what was going on, but it was halftime. And all I did, like, I was walking to my bench and Luther's walking to his bench. And I just chicken winged him. I'm just like, I just nudged him, like not like dirty, like just a little nudge. And Luth went off, like he like tried to come at me, and the benches cleared and everything. It was crazy. We ended up that game was so stupid. Like it ended up playing like 4-on-3 or something because everybody
Bro,
got kicked out.
like, okay, you see how the same way you said that, right? Like how off the court you're like the nicest person. And Devkin is a witness to this, bro. That's Luther. Like I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
but hold
Thanks.
up though, because then after the game, like we're all kicked out watching the game from inside, right? And I kind of went up to him and tried to dap him, but he was like, I was like, dude, still mad. Like that was I had nothing personal with him, but I think he was still in game mode or something. And so then from then we got off
But
on
me,
the
I said,
wrong
boy, I
foot.
get out your feelings.
But then last year, man, when we played y'all in the city, Chris was going at dude though. Yeah, Chris
I don't
was
know, what
talking
Luke,
mad
like
stuff
I don't
to
know,
him.
like to kind of piggyback off like what you guys were saying, like I feel like this year for like the first like 2 weeks, constant every night at practice, like we had a fight going on, like it was out of me and him, me and Zol, like me and Luke, like Zol and Luke, like him and Pup. I don't know, like I just felt like everybody and like I felt like we all just kind of had to like step back and see like yo like we're building but like we're kind of destroying at the same time.
Right.
And then like after a while like it just felt like damn like we don't have arguments no more. And that's when I felt like we started getting dangerous.
Yeah, I think
I feel
man,
like
like
everybody had got happy.
Yeah.
yeah, you look at a team like that and it goes to show I think it shows competitive spirit, and when you can bring that and unify that and get that together, it's dangerous for real.
Yeah. And and I feel like that's kind of what like I always had Kyle in the back of my mind because I felt like you guys had enough maturity to kind of get that same togetherness. And I felt like without injury, you guys could have still been deadly. You know what I mean?
I mean, I was just like until they shut the season down. Like every game, I was expecting us to break out. Like, because we played and we were pulling off we were winning. I don't know what we were. We lost like 1 or 2 games, but we lost to Griga, but they disqualified them that game because they played whatever. Anyways, it was like we had, I think I can remember one series where the team actually flowed and we got in some rhythm. But other than that, everything was hard. It was like national team, Dev, like the national team when we played, like we were
Yeah,
working our butts off. Like no lie, we were working hard, but just stuff wasn't coming. It wasn't flowing. And that's
yeah,
kind of how it was in Cayo this year. So I was just waiting for that to turn. But
yeah.
we'll never know. Goals, like I addressed mindset, and I think we kind of talked about it just from an in-game perspective, but just about that, like more of a micro. But I want more of a macro. Like, Hoop, do you see yourself in the league? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you see yourself playing for a team, and does that drive you? Dev, did you see yourself playing in the NBA? Did you see yourself as a college player, a successful college player growing up? What was that macro vision that you had, um, that 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 drove you every day, or did you have
Honest,
one?
honestly, bro, I felt like I just kind of realized I had a chance when like college was over. Because I remember like my junior year going into my senior year, I remember like looking it up because I like one of the things I always wanted was 1,000 points. And I remember like I had like, if I'm not mistaken, like 400 and something points, like going into my senior year. I remember the summertime, it was me and one of my best friends, Mike Smutney, chatting it up, and he's like, "Yo, like you're gonna be the man this year." We went in at the same time, but he got richer. Like, yo, like, you're gonna be the man this year. We need you to lead us up, rally the troops, everything. And I'm like, bro, I really want 1,000 points, but I'm not sure if I could pull off 600 in a season. And the season is, I mean, like our first games, our first exhibition, like we had flew to Vegas and we were playing, and I just remember like, yo, like, damn, like I had 27, 26, first time hitting these type numbers, and that shit just went over for the whole season. I ended up getting my 1,000 points with like 4 games ago. I'm like, yo, like I kind of have a chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yep.
So I think it was at that point, like I'm like, yo, like after this, I'm definitely gonna try. Maybe I could go, but I felt like I lost seeing all of that stuff. Like when I first started playing pro, I felt
Yeah,
like I felt like the end result couldn't have had like a starting point like this. Like I feel like a lot of times like the millionaires, you don't see yourself being a millionaire with no visible talent now, if that makes sense. Like you can't go ahead and build like a 10-story building without having any kind of experience in like architecture or something like that. And I felt like the point at where I was in Europe, I didn't see that league springboarding into like another league that could get me a solid look. So I just like, yo, maybe I could just make good money at this level, and that's gonna be my legacy. So
yeah. Hoop.
Well, for me, bro, like, so you know what I'm saying. I always knew I was gonna be good enough to play college ball, this and that, but I never really just thought about, you know what I'm saying, like, yo, like, everybody always says they hope and wish and pray that they can get there, but I didn't understand like that I really had a chance like to make it happen, you know what I'm saying? And I credit a lot of everything that I do to I had a best friend that passed away some years ago. We actually went to school together my freshman year. Like we had known each other through high school. Went to school together my freshman year. He ended up transferring after that year though, and went to another. He went to a JUCO, and at the JUCO, he the first few games he was hooping. He had just committed to the University of Tennessee, and he found out he had a like an irregular heartbeat, so he had to stop playing altogether. So he ended up passing away, and it was at that time like I felt like that I got to do it now for, you know what I'm saying? It's more than just me that I got to do it for now. So I kind of took that chip on my shoulder, you know what I'm saying? And at that time, it was like, yo, like, I think I really can get to the league. So I started working out harder. Like I finished my senior year. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of rough. Like, but I always felt like he was always there. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of just kept that in mind. Like, if he was here, like I know exactly where we would be, what we would be doing. You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna keep it going. So, and even going, bro, I've been and worked out with probably about anywhere from 10 to 12 NBA teams, bro. Like killed at these workouts. But all for the simple fact that I went to a small school, bro. Like it was kind of like they always overlooked me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I can remember one workout that I went to with the Atlanta Hawks. We you know you do all the drills and all of that stuff, and then at the end you scrimmage. So once we started scrimmaging, bro, I had the first 16 points of the game for my team.
Yeah.
Like I scored the first 16, and you think they call me back? So, but I
Yeah.
try not to let that get me down. You know what I'm saying? Because I can say I did. I went there. I did. You know what I'm saying? What I was supposed to do. It just wasn't the right time. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna just stop going just because you know what I'm saying I ain't got there yet.
Yeah.
I feel like out of the three of us, I feel like your game kind of translate the most like like a high level pro. You know, like I feel like you have like the levels where like the role players excel. I think that's still pretty much like a lot of leagues, but I think like the NBA now is kind of built on like tweeners. You know,
Yeah.
dudes that could just kind of do like a bunch of different stuff and like one of the big things, like honestly, like I'm kind of surprised Zion is even like effective because like he's still out of shape and like look at KD, bro. Like you don't have to be big to be like people like yo. Like one of the things I hate in Belize is like dudes are like yo, like you can't lose all that weight. Like you have a long season. I'm like what? Like having a lot of weight you don't need that to go through a season because the season is rough. Like you actually want less weight and more strength.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? Like I probably had like 15 or 20 pounds over and I'm trying to lose it, do extra sprints and I won't call it like the name, but like yo, like you know, he was like, yo, like you can't lose all that weight. Like you're not gonna be affected. I'm like, what?
Save some gas in the tank, I guess is the mentality.
Oh
So I'm proud
no.
of you, bro, because you lost that weight. Because I'm telling you, yo, Rich, I was not. Listen to me. I was calling him Fat Boy. I wasn't even calling him Devin no more, bro. You a Fat Boy,
I
like
know.
Yeah,
boy.
man.
Because I'm telling you, when I first met Dev, when Dev had first came back from Denmark, you know what I'm saying? We met in the Civic, woo to woo. They done came in there and done kicked our ass, bro. Like that's what they did. Like, so you know what I'm saying? I seen them, you know, I used to see them some of the time we be out, bro. And then I leave and go back home. I come back, my dog fat now. Like, so every time I see him, like, bro, what you got going on? Like,
Oh shoot.
Oh,
bro,
man.
like,
Yeah,
yo,
man.
I'd have chill, bro. Yeah, me too. Me too.
That did level
Uh-huh.
up, man. I
Man,
could relate though. I could relate. So
man.
Man, I need to blow up a little bit like that. I'm trying, bro.
Trust me, if I wish I could transfer something to you, I'd do it ASAP.
yeah, man. But yeah, like Dev said, Nige, I think you like my boy coached. He was a head coach of a G League team 2 years ago, so I got to go to several of his games and stuff, and I see that level, and you can easily play there, bro. Like
For sure.
yeah, G League, and then the crazy thing is, you see dudes there, and it's like, oh, this dude got a contract, he got a 10-day, or he got called up, and it's like dudes do like those guys that come down, they do be killing the G League though, like. It's crazy. And to me, that is straight mentality because it's like, all right, you're in the league, right? But you ain't playing in the league. You get dropped down to the G League and now you're going to go for 40 every night. Like there's still dudes in the G League, but it's just your mentality because they're in the league. Now they come down, they're like, I'm going to kill this league. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you
So
gotta go kill.
it's not ability. I don't think it's ability because there's like, probably 4 or 5 out of every 10 guys that's in the G League that has the ability that NBA dude has, but they just ain't got the mindset. And
Mm-hmm.
that to me is like what separates the good from the great is just mindset. And then mindset, I mean, it boils over into work, work ethic. Because you look at like Michael and you look at Kobe and the stuff they did. It was like I listened to a guy that said he interviewed Michael back in, I don't know how long ago it was, but he asked him what set him apart, and Mike said it's not that he realizes he has God given talent and he's up there with that. He said, but really the bottom line is that I held myself to a higher standard than everybody else.
I'm laughing, bro, because when you said Michael just now, I'm thinking about in The Last Dance when he said, like, when he was crying.
I thought you were
You
talking
don't have
about
to
that.
do
I
it
took
my
it
way.
personal.
Oh, no. He said, you don't have to do it my way.
Y'all on your own with these movies, man. But I was talking about Michael Jordan.
That's Michael Jordan, bro, in The Last Dance.
Oh, I see. I'm not a movie guy. I'm not a movie guy, bro. I don't watch movies.
Bro,
But
Rich, I will find that clip.
just to send that to
I'm
you,
waking up
bro.
the baby.
For sure. I'll wait. I'll wait for
But
it,
to
Dev.
attest to that though, Rich, like that's like you see how Dev said just a minute ago, like how even though you know what I'm saying, like I was leading the league or whatever in scoring, like you know what I'm saying, that I tried to never let that get to me, you know what I'm saying? Like I always tried to keep in my mind like, bro, it's just that's another game, but we not done.
Yeah.
And with that, we in practice, like, bro, I'm trying to win every sprint. I'm trying to win every like drill. Like I used to get mad at Dale, bro. We used to be in there doing shooting drills. Like if I don't beat him, I'm telling Coach Smiling, yo, we gonna run it back until I win. Like that's the type of thing, you know what I'm saying? So like I can attest to that. Like that mentality, bro. Like, you're not gonna
Yeah.
beat me. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. That's. I think that's key. Like, I wish, I wish I would like have the knowledge that I do now when I was starting my career, or have like a mentor or somebody to like, because coach like teams now have like they have mental health experts. They got psychologists on the team and stuff like that. And it's like all that stuff is necessary, man, because you hear about it that the game is like what 80% mental, 20% physical. It's crazy.
yeah.
But all right, man. Let's try to start wrapping it up. Let me see what my other question was. We'll skip that one. All right, go back to your younger self. What would you tell him?
What would I tell my younger self?
Yeah, give me three things that you would tell your younger self. Hold on, Dev said something here. Dev got it. Dev baby he woke up his baby. He was too loud, I think.
I figured that.
And so I'll get him later and finish up with him, and then maybe we can edit it in.
Yeah, he done went in there and woke up my nephew.
Yeah. So what would you
But three things that I would go back and tell my younger
Yeah,
self. Like
yeah,
one thing I can say, bro, I wish I would have kind of taken the game a lot, well, taken it serious earlier than I did. Like, cause I was always just like, I was always good, bro. But you know what I'm saying? At a point in time, like I felt like I could be great and I made it happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like I can still get better. But I wish I would have actually had earlier that same mindset earlier where, you know what I'm saying? You know, I need to do this, I need to do that more. Like, and I feel like I waited late, even though I did too late because I still made it happen. But I just wish I could have done it at an earlier age than what I did. That's one thing.
yeah.
The weight room, bro. I was never really a big fan. Like we used to lift in college, but it was never to the point that I just, you know what I'm saying, put on weight. Like I would do enough. Like we had to lift weights every like 3-4 days out the week. I was lifting weights every 3-4 days out the week, but I wasn't doing like just a lot. You know what I'm saying? So once I got to Belize, I run into Pup, which shout out to my man Pup, man. You know what I'm saying? And Big Snake, whole Defender Nation, Malik and Big John. But Pup, man, that was probably the best thing I say could have happened to my career, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like coming to Belize, like, and running into a legend, like I'm hearing he's the GOAT, bro, like of
Yeah,
Belize. Like,
yeah,
so for me to be able to come in when I came in and he's, you know what I'm saying, on his way, he kind of put me in a position where like he was telling me this like all the time, like all the players that he's played with that came, like all the guys that have came from the States to Belize and played, or when he's went and played in like several other different countries in Central America, like I'm the best player he has ever played with or against. And to hear that from him, that was like, you know what I'm saying? That's like me. That's an inspiration for me because I look up to you. Like,
yeah, for
you know what
sure.
I'm saying? You a role model to me. Like coming to Belize and hearing like everything about him, like that made me like, okay, I like that. So by him, he's telling me like, go to the weight room. He was like, bro, I'm telling you, I wouldn't tell you nothing that would hurt you. Man, I remember I probably after my first year, I left Belize in July. I was back in Belize by the end of September. And from September all the way up until the season started, it was me and Pup, Body 2000, Monday through Friday, bro.
That's
Like,
crazy.
and I literally, I started like seeing the difference. Like, I'm going through contact. I'm shooting the ball like with a lot less. Like, I wasn't having to push the ball as much, so I'm not getting tired so easily. Like, and all that. My shots starting to get better and better now. Like, so I'm just like, oh, I wish I would have done this sooner. Like I'm telling you, like you know how you was talking earlier, and you were like, when you were like when you're in the game, like you do certain things just to see, like just to try to get a reaction out of people. Like, and I've called myself, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've played against you enough. Like I've caught you like bumping me, and like at first, you know what I'm saying? I just kind of be like, bro, like what's up with him? Like, but then you know what I'm saying? Like once I started lifting weights, and when we start playing, we start competing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, bro. I get hacked a lot. Like, and that it just everything just started getting easier and easier. Like I'm getting grabbed, pulled, and it's like I'm just playing through everything like slap. And I credit a lot of that to Snake, by the way, because Snake was, you know what I'm saying, telling me like I needed to work on that more as well. So that was something else. And for me, probably third is attitude, man.
Yeah,
Attitude. Your attitude. Like that has to be something like um I tend to have like, well, I'm not gonna say I really do it anymore, but I used to have like a bad like way of like body language, bro. And you know what I'm saying? Playing with guys, like I have to remind myself sometimes, like a lot of people maybe don't play the way that I think is the right way. A lot of people are taught basketball in different ways, you know what I'm saying? So I'll come down and like be expecting somebody to be here, and I make a pass and they're not there, and it's like bro, you supposed to be there, like you know you're supposed to be there, but you know what I'm saying? Like I would roll like and run back down the floor, like some things like that. I just wish, you know what I'm saying, I would have figured that out earlier, and I
yeah,
could have changed it. You know what I'm saying? But once I figured that out, bro, I was just the best teammate that I could be. You know what I'm saying? Like being positive, like good feedback. That's something that, you know what I'm saying, I've been starting to understand here lately, and that's the best way to be, bro. Because when you're doing that, you willing to fight for your brothers regardless of what's going on. They gonna fight for you to the end. So
yeah. I think like along those lines is that during the game is not like practice is the time for that. If you're gonna hash something out with your teammate, it's during practice. That's what practice is for. Like, you get better. If you have constructive criticism, hit them with it in practice. Depending, and you have to know the guys you're playing with, because some guys can't take criticism at all. Some guys just thrive off straight positivity. And so that comes from knowing your teammates too. But for a general rule, I think staying positive, keeping everything positive during the game is obviously the way to be, man. So yeah, that's great. Last question, man, and then we're gonna wrap it up. But all right, so you've had a say you made the league, you done played in the NBA for 7, 8 years, the rest of your career, you've had a really good career, lived a long life, got a family, whatever your dream is, man. But what think about going out, like what would if you had one thing that you could be remembered for, like all your accolades, all your basketball accomplishments, um, family, life, whatever it may be, but what would one thing that if you could choose that people remember Nigel Jones for, what would you have it be?
Uh, Honestly, I would want like anybody that knows me, bro. Like probably would say I think that I'm genuine. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to be positive about a lot of things. Like all you know what I'm saying, not basketball wise. Like we just talking about just real life here. Like you know what I'm saying? I feel like I want to be that person. Like if somebody's going through something, you know what I'm saying? I can talk to anybody, like just to be here, just to, you know what I'm saying, make everybody else, you know what I'm saying? I can make everybody else better, you know what I'm saying? I can make your day better just by being like that person if you need to. So I would probably say a genuine person. That's what I would rather be remembered for. Like big on loyalty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's cool, man. Anything you want to say to your Belize fans before we sign off, or just anybody? I mean, I'm gonna try to get this out to where anybody can listen to it, anybody can watch it. Um,
Man,
I know the
my
fans
bullet.
in Belize love you.
I miss Belize, man. Y'all know that. Y'all listen to me. I'll be home soon, Belize, man. Like very, very soon. And when I come back, we turning up too. Hey, everybody meet me at Shisha. Shots on me, by the way.
I want to hear this. All right. Hey, are you gonna you
Shots
gonna
on
you
me.
gonna you gonna join the national team? You know what you got to do to get on the national team, right?
Yeah, I know, bro, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but how long is that process gonna take, bro? That's what I'm listen. If you know any, you know what I'm saying, any little bad things, make that happen, bro. I need that. I'm
I
trying to
feel
play on
you,
the
bro.
national team at least once. At
Yeah,
least once.
man.
Let me walk around with that blue and white on.
I don't know how it all works out, man, but that's you can't do it just for the national team. Take it from me. All right.
It's okay, bro. I love my country, bro. I
I
love
feel,
my country of Belize. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you, bro. But Nigel, man, it was a pleasure having
Like,
you on,
bro, I
bro.
had a girl. Yes, sir, bro.
It's been a lot of fun. I'm gonna end this recording now, and hopefully we can get back to Dev.